it's really cool to see that you went to law school and you transitioned into this hybrid business legal role, especially coming out of big law, where a lot of folks go to big law and they're like, I'm going to be partner. I'm going to be partner. That's the dream, right?
Yeah, for some. It's funnily enough. Look, I love Latham and Watkins. Great training. It's a tough. Big law is not for everybody. It's hard to not respect partners at big law just because God, how hard it is and how hard they still work. Maybe that was partly why I was like, I can't do that, because I'm still getting emails from my boss's boss, Saturday morning, and I'm like, isn't that true? Aren't you supposed to rest on your laurels at some point?
No, man. No, listen, when the billable hour requirement, I'll tell you this, I don't know if you ever heard this story, but like it was an Above the Law article where there's this big law attorney, I don't remember the firm, but he was so proud because he was billing 3,000 hours a year. And he was like, and it was like this crowning achievement of an article. I think it was a little bit, right, like tongue in cheek, because Above the Law is like, this is almost very close to not humanly possible. But this individual was just like, he's like, look what I did. And I read that and I'm like, maybe, I don't know about you, but I was like, maybe law isn't for me. I don't know.
It's not big law.
But you left the grind because you had different aspirations, which I'm seeing that more and more from folks, right? They're leaving the traditional path of going to become a partner, senior partner, shareholder, what have you, and then just kind of building the book and then eventually retiring at the ripe age of 1,001. and then finally being done with law, maybe you're like of counsel or whatever at that point. But you didn't do that. You did something different, which I think was really cool. So what compelled you to go to get your MBA? Like what made you think, hey, I should go to Columbia?
Yeah, so little background there. So when I actually went to Duke, I did envision a joint JD MBA degree, and at least originally. And the way it works, there's sort of a catch-22 with MBAs where you need a good experience to pass the application, to actually get in there. You need to have like done something somewhat impressive up till then. And then you and so when you are trying to get into a JD MBA program as like straight out of undergrad, it's hard to do. You don't really have the traction yet. So my original plan was, what you can do is you can get started at the law school, and then it'd be your third year would be just MBA, and then your fourth would be a hybrid. So because it's 4 years if you do it all at once. Sure. I had some family stuff come up. Mother passed away when I was in law school, so bit of a bummer. Obviously, I stuck it out at law school, but I was like, I'm not doing 4 years here. And who knows? It might not have worked out anyway at the time, but like I had always had that vision for me in my head, and then I'm like, crap, I'm stuck in big law, which wasn't terrible, sure. But it was something I was kind of like I was revisiting a goal more than something that had sparked in me. What was the catalyst when I was decided, screw it, now's the time, it's Columbia. I'd started dating my now wife. And I remember being close to hitting hours my first year, which, by the way, the bonus relative to salary of first-year associates is tiny. Not that, at least when I was doing it, was like 10,000 on 180 salary, whatever like the Cravath scale was at the time. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, that's nothing to sneeze at, but like that's a very low percentage relative to hours work. And I was like, I'd rather like go on a few extra dates with this girl, hoping that it leads to something that would actually matter for the rest of my life. And so as soon as I did that, I was like, you know what? Maybe my priorities are like kind of going this way. What do I actually want to get out of life? And then, the Columbia JD or J-term program, I was like, look, this is great. I can start right away. I don't have to apply, wait a whole year, and then start. And then 2 more years after that before I re-enter the workforce, because like I do need to make money. I'd been in grad school for long enough. And I thought, even if I left my Latham job straight to another in-house position, I just don't know that'd be enough of a pivot for me. I love the tools that Latham gave me, and I love understanding the mechanics behind venture financings, which is frankly what makes me valuable as an attorney. But it's not what I wanted to be my principal thing. It's just not my skill set. I'm not formal enough to be a like very, very good firm lawyer. I needed to find something else. So that was it, and that's why Columbia. Also, I'd always wanted to live in New York, and I wasn't disappointed. It's fantastic. I'm a West Coast kid. I'm back here now, but like, God, what a city.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Check us out also on LinkedIn and Twitter to keep up to speed with what we're doing. Catch you on the next one.